Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm not sure what the sound is going to sound like on your end because there's a lot happening where I am. I'm about to check out of an Airbnb in Johannesburg, South Africa because I have been visiting home. This is my first trip in 4 years, okay? The last time I was home was 2020, and so I decided that it was time to come home. And I thought it would be a good moment to reflect on my trip because I actually haven't journaled at all. I think I had like one moment of journaling and it lasted 10 minutes. So I think this is a beautiful moment to do that. So I'll start with my reflections and also welcome to my channel. I've noticed there's a lot of new people here. Welcome. I will do another video, like a little intro and welcome for everyone that's new, but I want to jump right in because I need to check out. So number one, for me, this trip was really about coming home because I think once I had been away from home for such a long time, I started distorting my idea of home and South Africa as a place started getting distorted. And I'll explain what I mean by that. I started realizing that I was superimposing the media's portrayal of my own home country and replacing it with my own memories of my home country. And I actually think that that's a very dangerous thing because it means that you are taking the media's portrayal of a place, which is obviously a highly condensed, congealed version of a place, and also usually specifically about really milestone moments or highlights or horrible things that are happening in the country. And so I was like, I need to bust that idea in my own mind. I need to go home. And so coming home has just reminded me that South Africa is a warm, sometimes very hot, beautiful place with amazing, friendly, polite, welcoming people. Contrary to popular opinions and ideas about South Africa, I felt safe. I felt safe in every place that I visited. I felt safe driving. I felt safe walking the streets by myself. And that's how I felt before. I mean, of course, there are things about South Africa, I've been mugged before. I've had horrible things happen. But I will say that there is a difference in reading about this stuff and actually experiencing it. And so that was such a beautiful gift to come home and not just notice that it's safe, but to feel safe. I think the feeling of safety is something that has evaded me a lot in my life as a woman, as a Black person, as a person of African descent, as a South African who is hearing things about things that happen to other people and is also experiencing things that are horrible. And then to come home and feel safe, I just really feel that that was one of the biggest gifts that I received. Second thing that I really took from this trip, I think when you come back to a place that you've lived before, one of the things that happens is that you realize how much you have changed. And I feel so proud of the distance I have traveled, the navigation I've made to get to be the person that I've become now that I am. There were many moments when I was in Cape Town, because I visited Cape Town as well when I was on this trip. I'm originally from Garankuwa, so I spent a lot of time in Garankuwa, Pretoria, Johannesburg, and different parts of Joburg, and I also went to Cape Town. And while I was in Cape Town, I had a lot of triggering moments remembering the difficulties that I had there. I remember driving past one of the restaurants I used to work at, Rafiki's. If you've ever been to Cape Town, you know Rafiki's. I don't think it exists anymore, but I drove past there and I had this jolt of almost like a flash of a memory of how I felt back then, constantly worried about how I'm going to pay the rent, constantly worried about, how am I going to figure it out? How am I going to make it to the end of the month? And I remember that one of my mantras on this trip was, you are safe. You don't have to worry anymore. Your rent is taken care of. You can trust yourself. And the biggest one really was, I can trust myself. I can trust myself. Also, we are stable. We are stable. We are well. We are thriving. I had to really talk to myself, but it was interesting to see just how deeply affected and how much that psychological experience that I had of living in Cape Town and really struggling so much had embedded itself into my body and in my psyche, that even when I was driving around, zipping around the city and doing fine financially, I had these shock waves, I would say, of memories of really just, guys, times were rough sometimes in Cape Town, hey? But we've made it. And I think it was nice to kind of notice that I am stable now and I don't have to worry about those things, but also recognizing that those things live in the body. The third thing is that friendships are so important. Guys, like friends are literally, I know it's a, stereotypical cliche saying, that's the word I was looking for, but friends are your chosen family. And honestly, just having the combination of seeing family and friends made this the perfectly balanced cocktail of a trip. Really. I love my friends so much. I appreciate that they take time out of their busy lives and days to come and spend time with me. And I just feel like friendships are a sacred place. Really, friendships are a sacred place. And I love that I have the kind of friendships where even if we haven't seen each other in person or even spoken to each other in years, we can return to each other and see each other and connect and love each other and really have a good time as if time has never passed. And I got to do that. And I'm hoping to put together like some pictures or something. I don't know if I left enough space over here, but maybe I'll do it at the end of this video of just memories, pictures, videos, places that I've seen. I'll see how much stamina I have and bandwidth I have to do that. But man, it was a beautiful trip. And then the last thing that I wanted to share is that on this trip, I learned so much about the parts of myself that I still need to work on. I have a streak within myself that is judgmental, that has a hard time accepting other people's decisions for their own lives. It's a really terrible trait. And I think family is the place we get to learn how to love unconditionally, how to practice radical acceptance. I know I talk about radical self-acceptance, but I think radical acceptance and radical self-acceptance go hand in hand. And I feel like there was a portion of this trip where I felt myself finger wagging, that I felt like I wanted people to be doing things the way that I wanted them to be doing things. Who am I? Who am I to tell people how they're supposed to be living their lives that they have to answer to at the end of this? So really, I really got to put a mirror in my face and go, you've got some things to work on. And family is the perfect breeding ground and the perfect arena to learn about these things about myself and to improve these things about myself. And I'm so grateful that I got to see it live and direct, up front, so clearly, that I'm able to really take these little cold, these little darker, not so pleasurable, wonderful, desirable things to work on them. I need to work on judging others and acceptance. And I'm grateful to have a family that I can practice these things on and with, and that I can hold hands with, and we can learn together and travel together on this journey. And really, I understand now very much that families, because they are such difficult places, such difficult dynamics, are the places where we get our highest learnings. Crystal clear to me, my God. So I'm grateful. And I think I managed to get to a place by the end of this trip where I was like, oh, I get it. Everyone gets to do what they want. And I know that's such an elementary thing to say, but you don't have to have a say on everything that is happening. All right, my battery's dying now. It's been amazing. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day further. Goodbye.